up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil heart could desire from these nincompoops. Jason and Elgin.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where friends get together to talk about one of our shared loves,
corn nuts,
and also toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first time listening to us or watching us live on YouTube every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. There's a lot of crazy, mixed up, weird stuff out there in the world, and we appreciate you giving a little bit of your time to us.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also going to learn soon enough we are not toy experts. We are just enthusiasts, so we're not always going to get the details right. Speaking of details, let me introduce everybody. Hi, I'm Jason. Over there is Elgin.
I'm Elgin. I'm over here.
That's you. And joining us for this frightfully fun episode is none other than Tad Good from Attack of the Killer podcast.
Woo!
Tad is a lifelong horror fan, a diehard toy collector, and a guy who knows his way around the creepiest collectibles. Some say his knowledge is so deep, he might even secretly work for NECA, but he's not telling. Grab your popcorn and your pitchforks because Tad is here to share his love for all things spooky and toyetic. Tad, please tell everybody about yourself and your history with horror toys.
I think you almost said everything, but no, I think I started collecting mostly horror toys, and it would have been probably like middle school, which is crazy because I didn't have like a job, so I didn't have an income. But yeah, I mean, started because I had to give credit to my friend Blake. I went to his house and he had a lot of those Movie Maniac toys. And I'm like, what are these? They make toys of these horror characters? He's like, yeah. Early days of McFarlane.
Sure.
And from there on, it was like trips to Iowa City, road trips, load up the car with toys. Because back then you couldn't just hop online and buy them. And that was so exciting,
Yeah, for sure. The good old days.
Mm-hmm. Road trips for toys.
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I don't.
Well, thank you, Ted. Before we jump into today's episode, we got something exciting to tell you about our Patreon and YouTube community, The Core. When you enlist in The Core, the Cracktastic organization of retro plastic specialists, here's the cool little, look at that. That's so cool, right? You unlock a treasure trove of exclusive perks made just for hardcore collectors like you. You get bonus episodes, shout outs, early access, plus an exclusive chat with us and other core members. So don't wait. Enlist in the Core today. Just go to enlistinthecore.com to help support the show. It's a pretty cool place.
Yep, definitely.
We'll get ready to scream with excitement as we take a chilling look at horror toys, from creepy classics like Freddy, Krueger, and Jason Voorhees to modern nightmare-inducing collectibles. This episode explores the terrifyingly awesome side of toy collecting. We'll share our favorite horror-themed figures, spooky play sets, and the gory details behind what makes these toys so hauntingly fun. Tune in for tales of terror, toy trivia, and a scream-worthy good time. And then later, Elgin's going to take us on a tour of a toy store. That's going to be awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can follow us on all the social media platforms, including Patreon, and those links can be found at our website, cracktasticplastic.com. It's a pretty cool place to be. And while you're surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our sponsor, toyhacks.com, for all your repro label needs. We also have an armory where you can get some 3D printed toy accurate weaponry and tons of amazing sticker sets for your toys. We also have a monthly contest that Elgin's going to tell you all about.
That's right. Every month we post something on our social platforms so that you can comment and win a $5 coupon to Toy Hacks. Be sure to comment so that you can actually win, and then we'll pick the funniest or most interesting or just cover eyes and point, and you'll win. You win $5 to Toyax. You can spend that to whatever you want to buy there: stickers, decals, weapons, 3D dioramas, and all that
Ramaramas.
good stuff at toyhacks.com.
Love it. And before we get going, since we're streaming this live every Monday night, one of the cool things is the chat over there. So you can interact with the show, be part of it. And I thought we'd just stop over there and see who's chimed in already. Look at that. We got channel member, comedian Bill Fisher. He says yellow. Ted
Purple.
and I just hung out with that fellow the other day.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
He had some horror toys at his house.
You sure did. We got Miss Tiffany, channel member numero uno, says, hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys, what's up? That's what she sounds like. Anyway. But yeah, so chat with us during the show over there, and you can get your comments on the show. We'll talk about what you talk about. It'll be fun. But right now, let's talk about what toys we've picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right. Elgin, please kick us off. What have you got since last week?
Well, I have some more of the CGI He-Man and the Master of the Universe. If you didn't know, I collect Masters of the Universe toys, and I have a lot of them. So, going through the CGI, so I always name it CGI because it's to try to differentiate it between the other, I guess, more CGI shows that are on
Right.
Netflix. They put out two of them at the same time, so it's like, well,
What do you do?
this one's the more of the kids show one. And I opened up, I'm trying to get through those toys in my totes to open up for videos. All those videos can be seen on our playlist, Motu Monday, so check that out. If you just click on the playlist, it just plays each video right after each other, and then you can watch all of them at once. It's pretty easy that way. But I got this 2-pack. It was the Battle for Eternia 2-pack with a He-Man and Skeletor. Surprise, surprise. They have to sell more He-Man and Skeletors too.
Yeah.
But it also came with this. I'll show those a little bit later. It came with this little
What?
tracker droid guy that kind of flies around. He's featured on the show, and there's like a bunch of them. They just like fly around and like attack and stuff like that.
Do they make a noise when they fly around?
Yeah,
Of course.
That's,
And they're
let's
like,
see if I could get that.
quarry found, eliminate. They do have some articulation on the legs, just a little. You can move them just a hair, but not really too much else on them. But this was really the only like new thing that they added in this 2-pack was this little droid guy, this flying drone-esque character. But they did once again give you another version of a Skeletor. This time they give you a little more of a translucent arm all the way. Normally it's just his hand, this bone hand that's translucent. But they did all the way up to his arm, and they even kind of gave him some more yellowing around, like lightning through his chest as well. So it's like the havoc power was coming up through him and like
It's taking them over.
Infecting him more, I guess. But otherwise, it looks like most of the other Skeletors that they have produced from this line. It does come with the Havoc staff as well, and kind of the little action feature of he can pull him back and he attacks and kind of punches.
Is that like a rubber band or something?
I'm not really sure. I haven't tore one apart to see what's actually
broke
inside.
one yet.
I was saying, can you sort of feel it though? Is it like springs or rubber band?
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
like it feels probably like some sort of rubber band or something because it does have that give to it.
Yeah.
And power attack, as they call it, for these figures. But yeah, really, it's just now a full translucent arm, and then some extra coloring as well for the Skeletor.
And I assume on the show, the characters are very like their torsos are enormous, their heads are small.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's very, very exaggerated for these shows. If you haven't watched, so there's 3 seasons of this show, and it goes by, it's like 12 episodes per season, so
That's
it goes by
good.
pretty fast. And then you can just kind of binge watch them all, really. Of course, they did add another He-Man as well, so he can fight. Does come with this giant power sword, and that's similar to what's on the show as well too. Is this giant sword that he has? Kind of taking cues from the 2000X show as well. That kind of vibe to it, but they give him a little more like power through his like tattoos, I guess, going through his arms. But yeah, his got a tiny little head and giant arms and torso and everything. And he does transform from Prince Adam, who's like this sickly looking kid, into like this giant He-Man character. And they even like kind of make fun, like, oh, he's called He-Man. It's a little on the nose, don't you think? But they're kind of self-aware as well on the show. So
I want to say with arms like that, it looks like he spends a lot of time in his room.
no leg day.
Yeah.
No, I'm studying, Mom. Leave me alone. Do we have any more Kleenex boxes? I have a cold. So that was a 2-pack. I got that on clearance at a Walmart for almost nothing. I mean, it was like way past when they stopped producing the toys, and they're just like clearancing them out. And so I think I got maybe 10. It's on the video. I like pointed out and talk about it on the it's like $10 or $11. I think it was like $20+ or more. So less than half, which is
the good kind of
that's how I roll when I buy toys. Then I picked up some more vehicles. This is like a 2-pack, I guess, if you counted that. But it's exactly Elgenomics. It's Trapjaw with his new vehicle, and then this is basically a new version of Trapjaw as well. So this is kind of his motorcycle that he has on the show. If I can get him out of here. So this Trapjaw is slightly a little different colored as well.
Oh yeah.
But he's got more of a pink and green color to him, and kind of this orange, yellowish, greenish color claw arm. He didn't come with the blast effect that's usually here, because you can slot it through there and like flick it and it'll like shoot out. He didn't come with that for some reason. I'm not sure why, but and he's got his black boots. But yeah, looks very much like on the show. And that's a nice thing about these characters, that they look pretty much how they look on the episodes. They made them just. Yeah, I don't know what I'm guessing. I'm always guessing what color it is.
Right. Elgin's red and green colorblind, so this is the perfect toy.
I have to have my son tell me what colors they are. Like when I'm building Legos, I'm like, Ethan, what color is that? And he's like, it's this one. I'm like, thanks.
Bill says, how can Trapjaw see to drive in that?
That's a good question.
Because
thank you for asking. Anyway, that's Trapjaw.
What a cool bike.
And he comes with this sweet ride.
That is cool. I didn't see the tracks on the back.
It's kind of like
ridiculous.
It's pretty.
And like jet engines.
I feel like jet engines kind of, but I feel like a figure could like stick there.
Sure.
Like maybe if like.
God, I hope Elon Musk doesn't see that, because he'll make one.
Oh yeah, sure.
No, the treads don't really move. They just there's a wheel on the bottom instead. So just to give that, and then the front wheel does move. It's got some handlebars, but yeah, they showed a little bit in the show, him driving around. But yeah, I don't know how you could actually see out of it. But it's a cartoon, so try not to think too hard.
Yeah, you're right.
Where we're driving, we don't need to see. Is that the quote?
We just need to run into things. I think so.
It's the next Tesla, Miss Tiffany says.
It's the deleted scene. We didn't go with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I got this at Big Bad Toy Store. Well, it was like you can get 2 vehicles for like the price of one, basically, when they were clearancing out stuff. And the other vehicle is.
So, do you guys remember the South Park episode that made fun of the what was the things that the Segway?
Oh, yeah,
That sort of looks like that.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Then so I got that vehicle, and then this other vehicle, this Skeletor's Pain Thor. Not
Thor.
Panther. It's based off of
Had
the
an eye.
Panther cat, but it's actually called Pain Thor in the episode. Actually, he actually refers to it as that, and he's one. It's the Skeletor's birthday episode. I cut the episode, a clip of it, into the review. Nobody had mentioned it, probably because they don't watch the whole reviews anyway.
Right.
But I cut. I was like, hey, I think it's about this, and then I was watching it later, and I just cut it into the video, and then it goes quick cut, and then goes back. But it's Skeletor's birthday party, and he's like, I want a Panther. Oh, he's like, I want a Battle Cat for my birthday, and then Trapjaw gets him this motorcycle, and he's like, this is Pain Thor. And,
Nice.
yeah. He does have a Havoc staff that it slots in the back of there as well to hold. I guess it's a different color as well. Whatever color that is. Green.
It's like, yeah, neon
lime green.
Yep. You got it.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, it does have kind of, you can kind of see his
For sure.
Panther-esque face.
That's cool.
And then
Like a rollerblade wheel.
it even has claws. Yeah, exactly. It's like a giant rollerblade. And they roll pretty well. Just kind of nice.
I want one like that, but like make it a pizza cutter so I can cut my pizzas.
Yeah. You could probably swap out those wheels for like blades. Oh, like those crafting blades that they do for like cutting fabric. You just swap those out. They're about the same size. I'll have to get Amanda to let me borrow some. So then this is the Skeletor that comes with it. It's kind of more like there's a 2000X version of it. They call it the Disco Skeletor because it has like these wild colors, almost like a colorway version of a Skeletor as well.
Yeah.
Compared to the quote unquote normal one, I guess. That having step out of his hand. Ugh.
You can tell that they're different colors, though, right?
Yeah, I mean this one is more purple.
Don't tell him, Jason.
The same, but different.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, seeing the black skin, that's neat.
in the black pants versus purple pants.
Oh yeah, pants.
Pantalones.
Yep.
Tights. I don't really know. I mean, I'm assuming he's wearing tights.
Right.
Yeah.
You checked. It's okay.
Yeah. There was in the show, it's kind of there's it's for kids, but there's like adult elements in it to amuse us watching it.
The dads.
There's a scene where it's like, I think he's in the shower because it sounds like he is, and then he like gets out. They don't show any. This is all off camera, and then you hear like zip, like he's putting on pants. Like it's so. When I watched that, I was like, did he just zip up his pants like in front of like he was naked and then just went zip?
Oh my gosh!
This sounds like it's on like Adult Swim. He has a birthday party, and he's showering.
It's kind of like it could have been if it was like 10, 12, 15 years ago. It probably would have been on Adult Swim.
Yeah,
but yeah, Netflix is the new Adult Swim, I guess.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's Pain Thor. I don't think Trapjaw had a name for it. It was just like Trapjaw Cycle or something like that, or the new Tesla. That's all I have.
That's it.
That's enough.
Oh, that's enough. All right, Tad, what have you picked up lately?
A lot of stuff, but actually, I picked up something for you like an hour ago.
You did.
I'm not. I have it right here, but I'm not going to show it because
just push it through the screen. He'll get it.
I was going to say you got to save it for whenever I get it to you.
Yep.
But I did get something last week, and I actually put some thought into this because I got a bunch of stuff. I'm like looking down because I have it here next to my desk, but most of my like thrill to hunt now, unfortunately, is online, but I did find something in store, so I brought it.
And you remember just how exciting it is.
Yeah, and it's funny.
Store.
Yeah.
Find something on a shelf.
Well, it's funny because I can probably count on one hand how many times I've been inside of a Walmart in the last 20 years. I despise going inside Walmart. It depresses me. But if I need to go to Walmart, I usually order online for pickup, or my mom is like a Walmart Plus person, so I'll tell her what I want and then I get it from her house, so I don't have to go to Walmart. But for some reason, I had been seeing this pop up in some of the toy groups, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet, go inside, look, and they happen to have it.
Yay.
I already unboxed it, but it's NECA's new Ultimate Bio Exorcist Beetlejuice. And
Whoa.
NECA's been on this weird thing lately where they announce something or it just sort of comes in passing, then suddenly it's in stores. It's so weird. Like their model, and otherwise, like their other stuff they'll announce, and then like 2 years goes by and it's like everybody's waiting. So it's like feast or famine with them. This is just, I've already unboxed this for Attack of the Killer podcast. You plug that Patreon, join the attackers.com. But it's just sort of cool. I love like when they do this with a box where it's like, you sort of have to be like a fan to know. I'm not really sure why. This is like a sticker put on afterwards. It's not weird. It's like, yeah, it's really, I don't know what it's hiding or why.
Right.
If they thought maybe like people would look at the front and not recognize, it doesn't officially say, I guess down here, but like they might not recognize this Beetlejuice inside because, you know, the size of the boxes and stuff. But he's actually really, it's something very interesting. I didn't know about him. So I'll show him off. He's really cool.
Ooh.
But the first for a NECA toy that I guess technically second, but I did not realize. I love the little details, how he wears the different shoes. That's really cool. But something that I thought was very interesting, these Ultimates always come with a ton of accessories, and NECA's known for including multiple heads, right? This one, I don't know if this is a cost-saving thing or what, but this is sort of freaky. The head is actually like a hairpiece, and it comes with multiple faces that you pop in and off. So
that's cool.
Oh,
the hairpiece actually has like pegs on it, and then you pop it on there. And so he comes with a bunch of different facial expressions. So, and they look pretty good.
They do look really good.
I'm not going to complain. I saw some fans are like, they're cheaping out. I'm like, no, this is sort of a creative way to do it. And the head I picked was because this is the one he's like, that he's wearing the hat when he wears this costume in the movie.
Right.
But the hat's not removable, but the face is. So you like just so you can have him.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. So I picked
kind of a cursed image.
Yeah, and you know, when I opened it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Faces and not whole heads. Again, I'm not really sure why. It's like they've always just done heads, and you pop them off and at the ball joint.
And in all your years of NECA-ing, have you ever broke a head? Pulling it off and on, putting it on. So then,
no, I've broken elbows and legs, you know, on like figures that have pretty thin ones where I got impatient with the articulation. They're sort of notorious for that, where it's like put them under a hair dryer or some warm water before you start messing with the joints. But I love like little details on this guy. Like he's got like a gut, like that's a detail to pay attention to. You know, like if you get the proportions right. I love, you know, for Beetlejuice, I love articulation. So like, I have two other Beetlejuices from NECA from like long ago, and they're like little statues. You know, they barely can move. They can move like shoulders and legs, but NECA's been doing this thing lately where they're finding like some of their old toys from like 10, 15, maybe even longer years ago, and they're just putting them out for people who miss them. But like their quality has gone up so much that the new, like the reissues look like shit. Beetlejuices. But like when you're releasing toys from 10 years ago and your quality's gone up, it just really makes the new, like the re-releases look like shit. Like especially compared to this guy, compared to like, you know, the old Beetlejuice, he's just light years ahead. And they're also doing this guy, but with the spikes coming out of his body. But he's exclusive. If you have to buy the Dante's Inferno diorama,
That-
which is like $300 or something.
Jeez.
But it's huge. It is impressive, but I'm not that diehard of a fan, but I thought I couldn't pass this up, even though I already have like the red tux one and the standard white and black stripes. He's just so cool. And like I said, when you find something in a store, it's totally, I'm like, and if I'm like Elgin too, if I find something on clearance, even better.
Heck yeah.
But he
Yoink.
comes some cool accessories. He has a little lantern that has some good detail on it, fake
Oh,
flame.
yeah.
He has like several sets of hands to hold the different accessories. So he has 2 lefts and 2 right extra hands. Some of these accessories, I'm like, I got to the point where I'm like, I just keep them in a box and put the box away because like
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna lose a rat that bit small.
Oh
Get
yeah,
everything.
guaranteed.
Put on a
Yeah.
shelf, it falls on the carpet. It's toast.
Gone.
You'll never see it again. And then some of these are like really cheap. I think one of them already fell out, but it's like they did a newspaper and like I think it's like, I don't remember in the movie if it's a business card or a postcard, but it's like a postcard size.
Mm.
And it's actually just a piece of paper.
Wow.
And they have the newspaper, which has the obituary for the Maitlands.
Right.
And I think that's probably down here somewhere, but
It's in the carpet.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. I already lost it.
Appreciate it, but gosh dang.
I think,
Yeah.
it hasn't gone far. It's probably just, in the box here, but that's what I've gotten recently, or like in person. And then I was going to grab something that I think is really cool that I got for Christmas. Or no, actually this one I didn't get for Christmas. I got with like gift cards I got for Christmas. So technically I bought it, but I bought it online. Does that count for Thrill of the Hunt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it for festivals.
Absolutely.
There we go. So this is like something that's really cool. I never thought this would happen.
Oh.
This is American
Yeah.
Werewolf in London, Jack and David. And like Soda Toys years ago sculpted these, and then Soda like went out of business and they never came out. NECA picked up the license for American Werewolf. I thought for sure we'd get like one nightmare demon and maybe the werewolf. NECA's notorious for like, we'll make the creature and never the humans, which I get. And then they announced this, and this is such a cool set because it comes with both of them, which is really cool.
Oh yeah.
And I have opened it, and it has like the regular human versions of both, and they're sort of like, well, they call it the Meatloaf Jack. And then it has like the Nightmare David, which is really cool.
Oh yeah.
So I'll pull these out. And again, something sort of cool that NECA's doing, a little different than they normally do. And these are so cool because they're actually pretty bulky with these huge backpacks. And
That looks good.
really good likenesses on them, and the good details. I mean, like the backpack straps hanging down that are, they're not removable, but this is interesting. So if you want to do like Meatloaf Jack, you can like pull the arms off.
Oh.
And he has a different like vest that you slip over the top, and then he has zombified arms, like bloody with gross like dead hands.
Yep.
And then he comes in various forms of decay, which are so cool. But this makes it so hard to like figure out how to display these guys.
I was going to ask, what are you going to pick?
You got
man,
that head, which is really good, and then the full-on disgusting nightmare-fueled Meatloaf head. And it is very cool. But it's just like, I want to display both of them as humans because I have the Kessler Wolf and all the nightmare demons, and I never thought this set would happen, so I didn't save room for them on the shelf. So now I'm like, shit, where do I going to put them? But I'll pull out David too real quick because
we all know it means you got to buy at least one more set.
That was the thing.
So you can have both versions,
right? Because this likeness is really fantastic too. It looks like David Naughton. That puffy jacket is really nice. He's got his big backpack with all the buckles. knocked this set out of the park.
That's awesome.
Really awesome. And then he also comes with, like I said, his nightmare head. I don't think I've popped it out of the. Their clamshell on this one is like extremely tight. So you get to watch me struggle here.
That's what she said.
Yeah. But this is really cool too.
Oh yeah,
Isn't it hard not
the
to put
stuff.
that head on? Yeah. The sculpt is just so good.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
so yeah, it's a good it's like a good problem to have of like which head do you put on, which arms do you put on, because I mean they just look cool like next to each other as they are with the backpacks.
Yeah, that's true too.
But I mean, it's hard not to put on the gnarly gory heads too. So, but the paint apps are actually really good. NECA can be hit or miss there, but like everything's really clean. Details are really good. They did some like dark washing on the jackets, and that like sculpt of like the puffy jackets is just great. You know, just cool.
Tiff says use the gross heads; they're way cooler.
That's where I tend to lean.
Yeah,
but the likenesses, they nailed those too. And
what's that set go for? 70?
I think so, yeah. And I think I got mine. Like Target will sometimes do sales, and these
Crazy
count
sales.
under their toys, and you can do like you. I remember I got the Vincent Price and Peter Cushing. I got those for really cheap, or not really cheap, but like $10 off each, which is great. And if you have a red card, you get free shipping, and you get your automatic. What is it? 5%? Yeah. So, and plus everybody knows I work like next door to Target, so I'm there like every day, and so I just get Target gift cards for every holiday, and
Heck yeah.
so I'm always. Target's been actually really good about putting it online too. So I snagged these online. I don't know if these will be in store. I don't think anybody spotted them in store yet, but you can get them online, and they're still online. I don't think that's a bad price for 2 figures and all the different heads. I mean, yeah, it's not too bad. It's like $35 each, which is standard for an ultimate, and they're fully articulated, and yeah, just fantastic stuff.
Awesome.
Very excited about these. No idea where I'm going to put everything, but actually talking about building more shelves right here and building some more shelves downstairs, because I am out of room. I don't know how you guys keep doing it.
Out of room at the moment. Kind of got a couple of weeks in just sitting in boxes over there, waiting to try to push them back and try to fit some more on a shelf. It's tough. All right. Well, that's it then for you.
Oh yeah. How about you, Jason?
Well, I'm finally caught up to the point, because I kind of have all these staged here on the bed. I'm up to my Christmas haul, and I haven't actually done a thrill hunt video yet for them. So this will be the first time to get to see these and show these off. So kind of excited about that. These are all the awesome things that Tiffany got for me, because she's amazing. First on my stocking was clipped this little fella. And I'm like, cool, right? But what's cool about it, I'm going to not do it right and mess it up, but it's flip it inside out. Yep. And then it's the jet.
So it even transforms. That's cool.
I know. So freaking cool. Got I do some pops, and got these little bitty pops, they're called. This little 4-pack.
I love those things. Have they done any horror ones yet?
I don't Star Wars, Turtles. I don't remember.
I've seen Harry Potter, but
Yep.
I'm like, I mean, less I have to buy, better. But man, I want like at least a few little guys. They're so cute. So cute.
And it tells you on the back what that mystery one is, so I don't.
Defeats the purpose, but
right. So it's Starscream. But anyway, so yeah, no horror there. Some Joes. And
is that Operation Guy?
Operation Guy.
Deadpool. Okay.
Weird. Anyway, got that. Really excited about that. Speaking of pops and bitty pops, there's this other little set that's really amazing, and a cool thing they're starting to do now where they put bitty pops in with a regular pop. And this one doesn't necessarily make sense. It makes sense where like Soundwave was the cassette guy and had little cassette guys in his chest. Well, this isn't in his chest. It's in his big fat pop head. But down in there, there's a little
It's
pop
like a
guy.
headmaster,
So kind of like a headmaster.
but not.
Yeah. But Rumble, so a little Rumble version comes inside his head there. So that's neat.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think I've seen like I've seen some more of these that are pretty cool. Maybe a Voltron-y one, which makes sense too. But super cool.
So as a I'm not literate in the Transformers world. Is this like based on anything real where there's a little transformer inside of a big transformer?
Well, yeah. So, this person, Soundwave, the main, this main big guy, normally he turns into a cassette player, and so you can see that kind of looks like a cassette player tape deck.
In his chest.
In his chest there. Normally, this guy would be a cassette tape that would fit inside of this boom box, which is this big guy.
Okay.
So it's in the theme of this guy.
Right.
Technically, he goes in there, but it's just in his head instead of
because the body's not.
It's close, but it's not.
It's a Funko.
Yeah, it's Funko. Tiffany says they have a Chucky one that has bitty pops with it. Oh yeah. So one like this. Yeah.
Chucky is so mainstream now.
So
I saw a Chucky Valentine's Day blow mold at Walmart, and I'm like, what is going on?
She got me this. This is I don't do a lot of Super 7, but when it's a gift, it's like I love Super 7.
I love Super 7.
Well, yeah, it's good stuff. I just can't afford Super 7.
Yep.
So here's a King Starscream, he's called, but really it's him. Got this cool, T2 face on here where he's about to go. He was king for like 3 seconds in the movie.
Yeah.
Before Galvatron blasted him and he turned to gray and dust, kind of turned to ashes right there. But, there's tons of articulation and cool stuff and posability, and you can do all that stuff. So it's great. It feels great. Its quality's awesome, but yeah, just badass. So another Starscream toy. Love it.
Well, now you can pose your Galvatron shooting him.
I know, I can.
So when it comes to that like Super 7 stuff, like I know, like I'm looking at Transformers behind you that actually can transform.
Yep.
But like the Super 7 is a different quality, but I know they don't transform. Does that like hinder it for you? It's more expensive and it doesn't transform. So
it puts a lot of Transformer fans, collectors off for sure.
Okay.
But at the same time, I bet if you ask any of them Transformer collectors, you're like, that guy that's standing there, when's the last time he was anything but standing right there as a robot? Like,
right.
He's going to do this on the shelf like all of them are going to do on the shelf. It's
because I've always thought it was weird, like especially the G.I. Joe ones, because I'm like, so you're making a G.I. Joe that has significantly less articulation for like 3 times the amount of money. I just don't get the appeal on like Super 7 G.I. Joes.
I know, especially when they weren't. Yeah, the articulation's less. They're not O-rings. They're For me, it's. I always thought it was about the characters. If you fall in love with those characters, you'll take all the versions of that character. I buy tons of leather faces, so it's like I need all of those versions. But
I mean, I'm a big Super 7 collector, but it's like to me it's a little different when the scale is already the same as the original G.I. Joes and the packaging looks almost identical, and it's like Super 7 loses its appeal when the figure it's based on is actually the same as it's already been done before, is what I'm saying. Is like, at least Leatherface, you never had a 3 3/4 scale retro looking. I don't know. To me, it's like, but that's a whole different episode.
Tiffany says a Pennywise lair thing has bitty pops too, but not any sets of just horror bitty pops that she researched for us real quick.
So when Tiffany holds a bitty pop, does it look like a normal pop?
I wasn't.
But
I've thought that, but I would never say it. That's really funny. I got I'm not a Hot Wheels guy by any means. She's doing it now. It's really funny. It's pretty close scale wise. Hot Wheels is a pain in the butt, and Hot Wheels collectors are normally butt of jokes. You know, they're just but lately Transformers has put out a few Hot Wheels that have been frickin' hard to find, and so now
Joke's on you now.
I know, for months now, every
Gotcha.
time we walk by Hot Wheels, we look for this certain one. We look and we look and we look. I was able to order some, but just it's supposed to be out now. It's not out now. Whoa, all the stores. There's Hot Wheels collections in all the stores. So we always stop. And then the last month before Christmas was great because Tiffany'd be with me and we'd go look at all these over and over. We would go by the Hot Wheels and look through them all. I never caught on. There was even two super nerds in a giant bin, literally going through every single
Super
one,
nerds.
setting them to the side, cataloging what they had. And I walked up to them and said, "Hey, do you got that? Did you find that Bumblebee in there?" And they're like, "No." But so
did they hiss at you like
no,
raccoons
we
in
had
a trash in a dumpster?
They were cool. They were like, if I find it, I'll let you know. I'm like, oh, sweet. I'll circle back by.
You scared them.
But what I really did was scare Tiffany because she had gotten me this
the whole
a month
time.
before. So this whole time we keep looking. And in her head, she's like, please, Lord, don't find it. Please, God, don't find it. And then I'm going and talking to these strangers. And she's like, please, no.
She's wasting an hour every day.
She's probably secretly like hiding it underneath all the stuff. It's like, what's that over there? And then
she might have too. Just beat me there and hit it. Just anyway. And then after all that, right before Christmas, they release another version of Bumblebee that's gold, sparkly. It's kind of a gold bug style, but it's a variant. But yeah, this little thing. Just spent too much time looking for this over the last few months.
You find it in the wild though?
No, still haven't yet. So this is she got it so you can kind of see the sparkliness on it.
Yeah, it's like metallic.
So this is the variant version. There's a straight yellow version of this in the world. So anyone watching, and they're like $2 on the shelf.
Right.
So it's like, why not? But anyway, dumb. It says Bumblebee right down there. Maybe
they're
not.
like, $2, but you spend 12 hours looking for one.
But yeah. But I'm not a Hot Wheels collector, but gosh dang it. And then lastly, one of the coolest, they're all these presents are awesome, but this one is super amazing and has already brought me hours of joy. But it's the unofficial guide to vintage Transformers, the 80s through the 90s. And it's just a nice coffee table book with tons of amazing full color photos from the beginning.
That's why you like it.
Oh yeah, all the early stuff and all the variants and stuff too in the beginning. Like what? There's not a white Bumblebee there, but there was in certain countries. Yeah, in Brazil, this blue one was released, and 7 people have it, and and she just called me out, but she's right. It's pictures, not a lot of reading. So
I heard you put that by your front door and to make sure like no women come into your house.
Oh, is that? Well, you guys are so mean. Anyways, this is the awesome book, and
is it
great reference?
A lot of scans and stuff too. I'm assuming it looks like
tons.
They're not just like people's pictures. Like it looks like actual scans of most of the stuff. Yeah.
No, they're photos of even these boxes are photos of. They're not
probably like send us your pictures.
Yeah, it was one of those kind. Yeah, so there are some scans.
Yeah,
but it's a majority of photos.
You need to buy another one so you can just go through and like check off what you have.
Circle the ones.
Yep, just start at the beginning, check off what you have.
Need it, got it, need it, got it, need it, need it.
Yeah, should. All right. Well, all right. We got Tad here. He's our guest. He's our pal. He likes the horror movies, the horror toys.
And I
What do
sort
you-
of invited myself on.
Well, no, that's good. Yeah, I
Because
mean,
I'm a listener and a watcher, and I'm always like, man, I love listening to people talk toys. I want to
Yeah.
join in.
Yeah, we've been wanting to have you back on, and I'm glad that we can this way. So,
Yeah.
what
To make with the toys.
yeah, what are some of your favorites? I mean, you're a NECA guy. We know that.
Right. And I had sort of like an epiphany, like, what has it been? About an hour ago when I
What?
was like, downstairs and, you
Pretty
sort of, I was like, I know what I have for Thrill the Hunt, but I'm like, when Jason was like, maybe
Sure.
bring some of your favorites. And I'm like, never thought about like what technically some of my favorites are. And I start looking around and I'm like, man, like 99% of this stuff is NECA. So I need to grab a few things that aren't NECA.
Yeah.
Just to sort of have some variety, so it doesn't look like I just collect NECA. But it started, with McFarlane, and then like NECA came out with their Cult Classics line, which was basically not a knockoff, but like a continuation of Movie Maniacs, but better. And they just keep stepping up their game, and those are like my favorites. My favorite things of all time are their their 18-inch figures. That's what really got me into collecting was McFarlane when they were doing the quarter scale Movie Maniacs, and then NECA started making them, and they don't make as much anymore. And they used to be like, man, when I was in like middle school, high school, I thought like $40 for one was outrageous, and now they're like $120.
Right.
Just to think back, you could get an 18-inch action figure with sound that some of them move for $40 is absolutely insanity. That's what you're paying for a 7-inch scale action figure now.
Thanks. Yep. Thanks.
Right.
But I think like those, and they're like all right here next to me as I'm recording.
They are. They're gigantic.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They're beautiful. The detail.
Yeah, that's what I love about them, is that you can get so much more detail in a big figure. If I had the money, I would get into like Hot Toys. But,
yes.
Oh yeah.
That would be my. And I often think about like, what if I just collected less of them and invested in like what I really want? You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Right.
Instead of buying like 12 NECA figures, I could get one Hot Toy, and then I'm like, no, I sort of just want the NECAs. But I brought up some of my favorite toys to show off. One, I'll start with one that Jason just loves, and it's not NECA. Because I do, again, Super 7. I love their stuff. I have this.
So good.
They put this out on April Fool's Day, like 2019, 18, something like that. And I was, it's so stupid.
I mean, love it. It's so stupid.
There's some bootleggers that make like the fog from the fog, and it's like a piece of cotton, and, or the meat from Rocky. But I'm like, this is just genius on their part, and it was $5 shipped.
Genius.
But they didn't make many of them, and this thing is very hard to find because it was only on April Fool's Day, and they had not many of them. And I was like, do I buy it for $5? Why not? And I just, every time I see it, I laugh.
Glad you did.
Yeah. People see it, and of course, people are like, you gonna open it?
No, he might escape.
Yeah,
We'll never find him now.
And then,
I think a missed opportunity like that was like they need to package like a John Cena like that.
yeah, that would be great.
Oh, that's
I would
good.
buy that for sure.
Yeah.
And in that same vein, actually, Nikki got this for me for Christmas, and I think this is what I love about retro figures, is that like you can make Super 7 makes like things that, Patrick Bateman, and it's very, he's in the raincoat, it has his business card on the back. They're very creative with these, which is great.
5 POA, 3. That one's probably.
This one actually, you can see some articulation on his like legs here, which is sort of weird, like on the raincoat.
Huh.
So you can move his legs.
What a face!
Yeah, and the face is very sort of derpy. I mean, look at the drawing.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate to that.
Yeah.
Come with a Huey Lewis CD.
That would be sweet. Yeah. He doesn't. Yeah. Besides his axe, but I imagine if I know Super 7, and I do, we'll have 14 variants of this.
Yep.
We'll have three different variants of the raincoat one alone. They'll be in because they like to put it on in different, even the same figure on a different card backing. They do that a lot. They'll make them glow for no reason. That's just how they roll. And then this isn't Super 7, but it's a company I think that is almost beating them at their own game, and it's Plastic Meatball. And they do these little retro toys too. But I was just so excited that they finally made a Joe Bob Monster Vision. I have like 6 different Joe Bobs that are from last drive-in, and they finally went back and did a Monster Vision. And of course, he glows, and he has a glow-in-the-dark beer bottle.
Heck yeah, of
course.
I will say that Plastic Meatball does not. The sculpts are significantly worse. Like his face is really bad. But it's sort of the charm of it, you know. And I think they might, like, in a lot of aspects, really beat them. It's hard to tell, but like this packaging has like a lot of spot varnish all over it. It's sort of like this card does, and I was like, that's pretty impressive. You can feel it, and I think the package, because of that, I'm pretty sure that glows. And then the back, they always do like an old ad. Ooh. It makes it look like you could cut out and get like a VHS tape.
Yeah, I don't think people are getting reaction figures for the sculpt. None of them.
And like, he has beer foo grip and lawn chair sitting action.
Well, yeah,
of course.
And you get 1 drive-in mutant point for ordering this, which is great. But I just love
points.
Yeah, the
art.
Yeah, the artwork. This is just the details, because they did a whole line of, or 2 lines so far of John Carpenter's Halloween, and they're probably some of my favorite figures too. There were some toys that I like really wanted to snag, but they're like, I mean, it's like grabbing a transformer from the back of your shelf. I'm like, if I touch this thing, it's going to be dominoes, and they're all on my floor. Because I was like, man, I would really like to bring up my spider gremlin. That's like one of my things I was after for years. But he is completely surrounded. Like, I have toys leaning on all 8 of his legs to stand up. I'm like, they're just going to have to like tear the house down to get it out of here. But one cool thing, speaking of like my favorites and quarter scale, I'm gonna grab something that I haven't even shown off like anywhere yet, because I've been waiting to do an exclusive. Yeah,
first. You've seen it here first.
That's right.
Exclusive.
Oh, I can barely pick this up with one hand, but it's David Gordon Green's Michael Myers from the 2018 Halloween quarter scale. I haven't opened it yet. It's fresh. You can smell it. It's
why
fresh,
do we gotta smell things?
Fresh from it's new plastic smell, man. And I haven't bought like a quarter scale figure in I don't know how long.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, my mom got me this one because again, it's like $120, and it was on my wish list for Christmas. And she usually does like one big present for all of us. And I opened it and I was like, man, he comes with. And back in my day, the quarter scale figures just basically came with like if the Leatherface came with a chainsaw, Michael came with the butcher knife. Like, they didn't have different heads or hands. This one has 3 different hands to hold accessories. He has a hammer, a knife, like some kind of fire poker thing, and he comes with that like severed cop head from the movie, which is gnarly. But like I said, I have the 7-inch scale version of this, and it's just like night and day when it comes when you shrink that detailed head sculpt down, it just loses so much quality. But when you see it at this scale, like where they probably actually sculpted it, it's just gorgeous, and you can get so much better paint on it. And I'm so excited to get this guy unboxed. And
that was my next question. You're not tempted to leave it?
No, not at all. Especially these guys just need to be opened up, and the box isn't that impressive. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah, he's just not that cool. And yeah, I have opened every other 18-inch figure, so why not this one?
Yep, sure.
But I was just so like I said, they've done like 3 or 4 new Freddys and a new trying to think, they've done Pennywise. They've done a bunch, but I've just told myself like $100 is a lot. And these don't go on sale. They don't go on clearance. They're, they do re-release them, but I was
3 Ultimates or 1. Yeah, gosh, it's tough.
But Michael, everybody knows that knows me well knows Michael's my dude. Halloween's my franchise, and Maybe next Christmas I'll get the quarter scale final chapter Jason. That would be cool. That's my next one I'd like.
Yeah, speaking of, we got comedian Bill Fisher says the McFarlane Friday stuff in all sizes are my grails, but I'm gonna have to win the lottery real quick to buy them. Yeah, they are up there.
Yeah, because I downstairs in my IKEA shelf, I have like, you guys have seen it, like organized by franchise. So I have the top shelves: Halloween, Friday 13th, Trick or Treat, then Gremlins. Those are like my 4 biggest collections. But when I was looking through there too, I was like, man, I think one of my favorite figures are like the Laurie and Dr. Loomis, just because like it's so cool that we get characters like that. Yeah, like forever, it was always just Michael Myers, and then to have a Laurie Strode is just so freaking cool. Just something I never thought I would see, and it's awesome.
Elgin, do you bring any?
I have a bunch on this table, but
of course
I'll try to quickly go through some of them here.
Some of your faves.
Yeah, Tad may recognize this one from Prey.
Yeah, I consider bringing that one upstairs. That is so cool.
I haven't even opened it because it looks so good in this box.
Mine is still in package too, because it's like part of the aesthetic is that package.
Yeah, with this red, just blood red and everything on it. Jason got this for me for Christmas.
And I saw Dad.
Awesome.
So I'm like, well, I knew you had to have it.
For the NECA fans out there, it's really awesome. The only other NECA Predator I have, my daughter got for me for Christmas a few years back. It's the Shaman Predator, and I use it in quite a few Predator Prince Day videos as well. I have them in like not with the mask or anything, but because they articulate so well, you can do a bunch of poses for like photography and stuff and have them fight people and everything, and it works pretty well for that. So that's kind of why I like, especially for the Predator Prince Day ones, but I use the lanyard ones as well.
Yeah, I only have
from Walmart.
Yeah, I think I only have like 3 or 4 NECA Predators. I got like a 2-pack that came with an Arnold figure, and then I have the 2 Prey. I bought the first Prey one, then I brought the clear like bloody one that you have, and then I have one that I got on clearance at B-Town Comics that's like from the movie Predators, whatever one that Fred Decker and Shane Black did that flopped really bad.
Oh, the Predator.
Yeah, but he's like the Predator, and he's
the giant one.
Yeah,
yeah. This like the super Predator.
Yeah,
this is the only one that has the mask actually come off. All the other masks are like stuck on there. But I mean, even from the Predators movie, that Robert Rodriguez one, they did quite a few of those. They did the Falcon one, and they did the Berserker one. They did this Falcon one.
Movie.
But they're all the lanyard Walmart ones. I got super clearance stuff when they were selling them all off. A lot of the other Predators I have are like the Kenner ones they put out in the mid-90s, like the Malloy one where it's like all translucent.
Is that an original from the 90s?
Yep, these are all vintage. I guess
awesome.
Now.
Kenner ones.
Kenner, like 4 or 5-inch figures.
Yeah, because NECA's done like inspired by the Kenner ones.
They have. I know NECA's done this one for sure. The laser pointer Predator.
Yeah.
Laser blast. Laser pointer. And they've done like this one glows in the dark.
It's ugly. He's like he looks sort of, I don't know what, like, is it supposed to be?
Oh, he has an alien on his chest as well.
Ah. Oh, that's cool. Like almost wearing it as like armor.
Yeah, because they did on this Kenner line, they did aliens as well, which I have a bunch of those vintage ones. This is the King alien. That also has like a butt. You can squirt water out of him as well.
I remember that as a kid. Yeah. Like my friend had one of those. So cool.
Yeah, any toy you can squeeze his butt, like Elgin's getting it.
And then they like the boar.
Oh, that is cool.
And then like the snake one, you can has a wire through it, and it's all translucent and everything. I think. Oh yeah, this comes out.
Action feature. That's so neat.
So it's actually 90s. An action figure.
Yeah. And this one, the Mantis one, is
weird.
It's all translucent and has a little mantis tail on it. But yeah, these are all from the 90s as well. But when Lanyard put out those, they also put out, well, with the Predators, they put out some aliens as well, which have a articulated mouth with another mouth inside, which is pretty cool. But they're just bright colors. But the cool thing is some of them came with like accessories, like a little egg with the face hugger.
Heck yeah.
And the egg thing, this is glow in the dark. And
I was gonna say it better glow if it's like that bright.
It glows in the dark as well. And then they even came with like the tubes and everything as well.
Have liquid in there?
No, it's just empty.
Oh, that's cool.
Colored.
It's like makes it look like it though.
Yeah. But these are all accessories that came with them with those
cool.
Lanyard aliens. Walmart. These are like Walmart aliens, and it's like they were super cheap and they came with awesome accessories. It's just I'll go through some more Kenner ones. This is the clan leader one.
What is hanging from? It's like what? What do you?
They made a NECA one of this as well.
What are you pressing that's making him do that?
There's a little thing on the back, and his tentacles like move.
I'll grab you.
Yeah. He looked like when someone wears one of those stocking caps with like the little things that hang down.
Hipster Predator.
A lava one that's all translucent red.
Ooh, I like that. Those yellow eyes.
They do have masks and weapons. I've taken them off because I didn't want them broken. But very limited articulation, like just legs and arms. And
he looks like licorice Predator.
Yeah. They smell. They all smell terrible. They smell like smoke.
I was like, I gotta grab like my quarter scale Predator after I.
Whoa! Look at that detail.
That's crazy.
He actually has like netting.
Yeah.
I got this on clearance.
I need to like add some because I've seen like videos where they can like
must work out.
They draw in the netting with like pens and stuff. But it has it on there, but it's not that clear.
Yeah.
And then I've seen people like draw it in and everything. It's like the partially like he's transforming, like getting out of his camouflage. But there's a better one with some more netting. But they just like kind of do a black wash on it and make it so it pops out a little bit better.
But for $5 or whatever they
I mean, they're super cheap. They even have some Hive Wars ones as well.
Terrible underbite.
Yeah. And they did make some alien ones that fight him as well. But yeah, they're just looking at all random colors and just kind of crazy.
The figures. 90s, man. What do you do?
90s. They're crazy. But yeah, there's all these Kenner ones are awesome. And like the Kenner Predators and aliens that they put out are just killer. And there's awesome.
Yeah, before Ninja Turtles, like NECA's big cash cow was like Predators and Aliens, and then Turtles came along and are like, never mind, we're not making any more Predators and Aliens.
Yeah.
Nice. Any more over there, Elge?
There's another one that's got this weird arm.
We got Super Alien.
Yeah, quarter scale Alien too.
Oh, this one's supposed to launch discs, I think, in his arm. You stick it in there and then you launch it.
Predator.
He's got this long dread. I think it's called the spike tail Predator.
He's got like a ball, like spike ball at the end too. That's cool.
Yeah. On his dread.
Hug me, alien.
Yeah, I need to get more of the other like these aliens.
It's like very praying mantis looking.
Yeah, this is the mantis alien.
Got tail.
But it's all translucent plastic as well.
That's pretty cool.
Green translucent. He can actually get his arms out and get you.
Hug. I just want to hug.
But yeah, they're all awesome. Love the Kenner Predators and aliens that they put out in the mid-90s.
Jimmy says he loves that green.
It's
cool.
Elgin would if he could see it.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's green. My mom says it's green.
My gosh. Any more over there?
That's most of them.
Most of the pile?
Yeah. This prey one is just awesome. like I can't I haven't even done a review on it or anything because I just want to leave it in the box because it looks so good, especially with the way it's displayed and it has like everything in it and you can see everything. I feel like I'm gonna break. I've broken like quite a few NECA stuff, like weapons,
Yep.
usually.
Especially, the Predator ones are so fragile.
They're so thin too. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to break anything, and it just looks so cool in this box.
Yeah, because I opened the non-clear, non-bloody, like the normal one, and put it on the shelf, and I'm like, looking at all the accessories. I'm like, I don't know where they're supposed to go. Like, I'm not I love Predator and especially Prey, but like I still am not like one of those people that's like, this cannon goes on technically on his right shoulder. I'm like, you have to know the movie to even know where they don't give you any directions. Like, you just got to look at pictures and hope you're putting it in the right spot.
Yeah. All of these, they've put them all on their left shoulder for some reason. Like, that's all. But yeah,
Cool.
they're awesome.
Then we get another movie this year, and we'll have a whole new three more toys from NECA when they remake the new whatever.
This is not supposed to be this color, by the way. If you're wondering,
They're all
it's supposed to be
that
this
middle
color. It's not supposed to be this yellowed.
Has he been smoking? Does he have jaundice?
Yeah. This was the mail away clear Predator that they did, but all that yellow plastic is supposed to be this color.
That's interesting that the arms and legs and head changed color, but his torso stayed.
Yep.
Huh.
It's T-Man.
Yeah.
And he smells like
smoke.
Like an ashtray. But yeah, I think that this one came with like vac metal weapons as well.
Ooh.
So like a vac metal face mask and then like a couple like arm blades and stuff, which is pretty cool.
Jaundice Predator. I thought you might break out some of those like I assume you have the like He-Man crossover horror toys. Do you have those? They made like Jason and Freddy in the He-Man style.
Oh, I don't have any of those.
I almost brought those over.
Who makes those? Funko makes them.
I think. Funko,
yeah, the Funko Savage
World.
One.
I think so.
I don't have any of those. I should probably buy them.
I got all 5 of them bad boys.
Yeah, they did. I just saw they're making turtle crossover ones. There's a guy that does it online. He has 4 of them. They're called Sewer Slashers, and it's got Freddy, Jason, Michael, and somebody else.
Cool. That are turtles.
All four turtles, or horror based ones. But they're like you have to pre-order them and stuff from this guy.
I brought a few to show that, or just kind of show the horror stuff that I collect. I used to back in the day have all of the horror toys, but then Insane Mike and I started a retail shop that was all horror movie memorabilia, and we kind of started off the inventory with our own collections. So we lost a lot back when that happened, 2009-10. So it was sad times to think about, but I've been getting some of them back, the important ones, but I've kind of not do them. I've narrowed it down. Horror, I kind of only collect in a few different things nowadays, just to help limit it, because the focus is still Transformers 1,000,000%, but I still like horror toys. And one of the main collections of horror toys I get are Frankenstein things. So anything Frankenstein I normally grab, no matter what it is, from a Care Bear. Bill got me a Care Bear Frankenstein, plushie for Christmas, to I love like little things too that really go well on the shelf, like these dumb little things. I like the little things. It just helps just for space reasons.
We know. We've seen your girlfriend.
And I like little things, and she about fell off the bed over there. Another. And then she says he does love little things. Okay, that's good. You guys timed that one well. Another And then Leatherface is kind of like my modern guy that I collect all of. And so I grabbed a Leatherface that is also my biggest collection that I have is pops, horror pops. I have a what did I say, 300 and some pops now, and they're all horror movie pops. I at least limited pops to horror only, really. Plus
Yeah,
a few
'cause-
Boy Meets World ones.
And
But-
you just showed us a Transformers one, but
Right.
keep
well,
lying.
and I know, but so I got a Leatherface here, just as another. So Leatherface and Frankenstein are the two main parts, the two main guys I collect nowadays for sure. Or yeah, little fun things like that. And then this came up a few times, but it was so sad when all my movie maniacs that I got originally all got sold at the shop that we had, and I just recently got one back, and so I just thought I'd bring it because it's just one of the first adult horror toys I ever had, and it definitely was. It was right there, number one, and kicked off collecting horror. And I had this whole line when it came out, and it was super important to me. It was to Mike. It was just so important. So it's really neat that I was able to pick it up again and got this from Andy. But yeah, just the best line ever, and changed the game. That
I have.
Maniacs.
I'll say I still have all of them. I don't have them on display anywhere. But yeah, I have all of them in a closet downstairs somewhere.
And I'm glad that I have it in box because when we were in a toy store this weekend, Tiffany came up on this Leatherface and she started picking up the bucket, and then heads and limbs were falling all over the floor of the toy store. And I'm like, see, that's why it's. What do you do with all these accessories? But
Put them in a Ziploc bag.
How many? Yeah, how many Funko Pop Leatherfaces do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4. She's gonna go look.
So do you have all of them?
I think
that they've
have
released
almost all of them. I even have, little pen topper guy.
Toppers.
That's so dumb. I got the pretty woman mask that came in I don't have that. That came in like a little exclusive blind box pack.
Yeah, because they've made the like granny one recently, right? That was like a Hot Topic exclusive,
right?
But they haven't done the reboot, right? Nothing from the new movies.
I don't think so.
Which is surprising because like McFarlane made those. I don't know if NECA did too. Like everybody else jumped on that. Was it 2003 reboot?
Something like that.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm surprised Funko hasn't just like made one of every, because they've done the original so many, and no part twos, no Chop Top yet.
No, none of that. I have the soda can Leatherface too, and I have so many different things. But yeah, licensing, that's the whole thing, huh? But
yeah.
Well, Ted, did you have anything else that we didn't get to see that you wanted to show off real quick, or?
Yeah, I just have I have a big pile down here, but
wrap it up.
I was going to show these off because I just on this. I was trying to think of things that I can't believe that exist, and things that NECA's made, and like these two are just. We have Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then even more ridiculous is Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Just the idea that like NECA made figures from these shitty movies, especially this one.
Especially that one.
Like, why does this exist? This movie was pulled from obscurity. It's just so strange, and I love it. I love that I can have this action figure on my shelf. Like, this makes me so happy. It's Garbage Day made it to an official action figure. This isn't a fan thing. This isn't a. He comes with
a world do we live in?
A handgun and an axe, and yeah,
is it the same as the other one? The sculpt, is it
as body or
body?
Yeah, body wise.
Yeah.
I think
it's
NECA's for especially these what I think these are considered the 8-inch cloth retro figures. All of them, for the most part, have the same body because they made the Golden Girls, and somebody like took off like B. Arthur's dress, and she has like abs and like pecs. So
Same
We're
boat.
working out.
yeah, but I mean, the head sculpts, they're not quite ultimate, but like this one's actually really damn good, and it's more of the aesthetic that they exist. Like,
Yeah.
never in my lifetime
No.
did when I saw, Movie Maniacs, was I like, they'll probably make Billy from Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I have it, and it's just so cool to like
Yeah.
exist as far as, I mean, there's all kinds of fan made stuff out there, but to have an officially licensed figure from both of them is insane. And all the Halloween 3, I was gonna say all the Halloween 3 stuff we got now, we're so spoiled. I was like gonna grab something from that movie, but it's just crazy. We have so much from Halloween 3. Who would ever have thought that sequel that was hated for so long has
so long
yeah,
hated. Yeah.
so crazy. What a world. We're so spoiled as toy collectors now.
It's true. There's
Yeah.
no shortage of anything anymore for sure.
And I remember that, both of these were like Shout Factory exclusives that you had to order like with the Blu-rays at the time. And then they put this one out on a clamshell, and people, including me, were very pissed about like, you made it exclusive, but looking back now, I'm like, at least they made it. They put it in a different package, so this is technically still the exclusive. And I like the box better than the clamshell, but that's, you got to learn that's how NECA rolls. So
Jimmy says we need a Troll 2 sandwich figure.
probably is out there. Someone probably has one.
Sure.
Go to Etsy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
3D
All
printing.
right. Let's time for take a little break. We'll hear from our podcast network, the PFPN, home of so many awesome, amazing podcasts. And this nice lady's going to tell you all about it.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal: providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we are back, and now it's time for Elgin to take us on a store tour.
All right. Today's store is called the Daycare Kids? Question mark. It's comics, toys, and antiquities. It actually has a question mark at the end of the name of it. It's at 710 Ingram Boulevard in West Memphis, Arkansas. That's about an 8-hour and 10-minute drive from Ottumwa if you go straight south. But if you're in Memphis, Tennessee, it's only 10 minutes west of Memphis, Tennessee, across the Mississippi River. It says floor to ceiling with toys, comics, and antiquities, much like the name says. And even toys hanging from the ceiling. It's Godzilla toys, Motu, Funko Pop, Star Wars, and toys on top of toys. So many toys and comics and even antiquities.
I love those kind of stores where it's just packed.
You just
in.
dig through that, looking at pictures, it's like you're gonna have to like step over things and move and like walk sideways through stuff. But did you know that West Memphis was one of the first places in Arkansas to legalize greyhound racing in 1935, and Southland Park Gaming and Racing has been in the same location since 1956. But that's the Daycare Kids, comics, toys, and antiquities at 710 Ingram Boulevard, West Memphis, Arkansas.
I definitely did not know that. Did you know that, Tad?
No.
That's cool. All right. Well, before we go today, if you want to help support the podcast, it's easy. You can do it several ways. You can tell a friend. We know you have friends. Just talk to them about it. Say, hey, check out this show. You can also leave 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. I know you do the Apple thing, so just do it while you're there. But you can also enlist in the Core or join this channel. Enlistinthecore.com. Go there, check out all these awesome tiers. Lots of great extra things that can really make your life better while supporting the show. And one of those cool perks is you get shout outs on the show, like these awesome folks right here. We got Tony Miller. I know, right off the bat, you're like, I don't know, is this?
You said awesome.
I said awesome, right? And then I said
of
Tony
this
Miller.
Chat anymore.
Also, Chris Turnip Simmons, Alex LaForest, comedian Bill Fisher, Colin Bunn, and Tiffany DeWeese. Those are the awesome folks. That's right. Well, thank you guys so much for being core members. Remember, you too can be a core member. Enlistinthecore.com or hit that join button while you're on Facebook or while you're on YouTube. Check it out. That would be super cool. Well, what do you think, guys? Any final words for today? Good. I'm glad.
Are we getting a check from NECA now?
Right. Yes. Are we on the payroll now, Tad?
I hope so.
I would hope so from me. Yeah, that would help me out a lot.
All right. Well,
At least a discount card.
I know. So enjoy your horror toys out there. It's all just fun. I got nothing. I guess we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
On the NECA side.
Nice.
I don't know.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.